everybody, this is Holden with FinalExpenseMastery.com. Today I want to talk about something that I saw on Valuetainment, and it was just a video. It was really great, and it's something that I wanted to share with you, so it's not going to be verbatim for it. I'll put a link in the description actually so y'all can watch this one. It was very, very good. So I'm going to give you the gist of what I got from it because, just like a book, anybody can read a book or watch a movie and we can all get different things from it because our life experiences and our perspective and views on the world is just inherently different. So these are some things I took note on. It was 8 things to make you more money, and number one, best thing right over here is have the skills and just make sure that you have them. It's pretty simple, and that comes from the training and really working and grinding on your craft and beating on it every single day. So 2, the next one is only a few people can do what you do. Okay, what does that mean? 10% or less of people are successful entrepreneurs. Only a few amount of people in the world can do what you could do. Okay? And that's going to lead to the next points, right? Being the top 1%, you make more money. Okay. The best get paid. Why? Because they've paid their dues. 1, they've sacrificed, they're dedicated, they're working late. They're working late all the time. They're disciplined. They take time away from family. Doesn't mean they don't spend time with their family. I spend plenty of time with my family, but I take time away from my family so I can sacrifice and I can make money. And I'm the top 1%. And I get paid like the top 1% because I'm willing to do what others are not willing to do. That's what it is right there. Now, the next thing that we want to focus on as well when you're in the top 1%, because you could be the top 1% of a bad industry, an industry where you're capped on your income. Let's say your income is capped, okay? We want to have an industry where when we're the top 1% of it, we make a substantial amount of money. The top person in our industry perhaps is making billions of dollars. If that's your vision, that's your goal like mine, hey, you want to get there, find the right industry too. Now, the next thing he talks about is the 4 C's. 1, curiosity. You should spend at least the first, I would say a substantial amount of your time should be spent in curiosity phase. What does that mean? That means as a young entrepreneur, you should be curious about what different things and different fields you can go into. Once you find that right field, you should spend a long period of time getting good at your craft, okay? If you start at 20 years old, by the time that you're 40, you should have it figured out pretty good, which means that now you have a career, okay? And money is very important, as we all know. I've discussed it a million times, and that aspect is critical. And it's not only critical just in your business, but it's critical in life in general, okay? So the next thing that we're talking about is now that you have money, life is just more flexible. The next C is being creative. So how are you creative with your money? Not only do you have one business, you got multiple business. Maybe you have some businesses, maybe you have some real estate as well. You got multiple sources of income flowing in. So if one source takes a hit, the other sources are still flowing. That's super important. And the next thing, down the line, after you spent 20 years building a business, building a career, you're super creative, you now can have some contributions to society outside of your business and growth, and that's charity and philanthropy, and now you can really do things that you're maybe more passionate about, but number 1 is get the money first. All right, next, specialize in a craft. We say this all the time, we say it on calls all the time. Does a general practitioner make more money, or does a specialist? A specialist does. You think an anesthesiologist is making more money or less money? Making more money. Why? Because they are specialists and they are perhaps in the same thing. Top 1% in their industry, they do it, they make more money. And when you're the best at it, people will pay you more. So next, now that we know being an entrepreneur is one of the most important things. So if you are an entrepreneur and you are one, get better at doing it. How do you get better? Training every single day, following programs, following the systems, finding the right people to be around in the right industry. That's going to make a ton of money for you. Next, sometimes with a job, it's attractive, right? You're looking at it and you're like, man, what I'm doing just ain't working. And remember that story I told about from Napoleon Hill, where I was talking about how the individual who, this is from Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, so let me give you the rundown real quick. One guy, it's a metaphor, was at an old gold mine, and he was just digging away and shoveling out all this dirt, trying to find gold. He dug 50 feet. It was a lot of effort, took him a long time to do it. He didn't find anything. He quit. Left the shovels there, and the next guy comes along, sees this big old hole, and sees a sign that says, old gold mine. And he's like, well, let me dig. So he digs another foot and strikes gold. That's what happens when you quit. That's what happens. You do not quit. The only way that you fail is if you quit. So don't fall for the tenure trap, which is, the old days of I'll get a job, work there for 30 years, get a gold watch, and retire. Those days are gone. Long gone. Long gone. Entrepreneurship is where it's at today. Now, value is the next thing. The more value that you bring to the marketplace, the more money that you make. That's incredibly important. So value is one of the most important things that you can do. If you don't bring value, you're not going to make money, plain and simple. What value do you bring? Break it down. Write it down. Write down the value that you bring. Next, marketability and connections. That's going to help you go to the top. Remember what I was just saying about when we're talking about individuals in your industry, finding the right people, the right experts. Those connections are what's going to help you grow. What is your marketability? Your marketability is you're in the top 1%, you bring a ton of value, you're an absolute specialist, you're an entrepreneur, you have the skills to make you grow, and only a few people can do what you do. That's the summation of it right there. That's the rundown. Make sure you got those 8 things that'll make you more money. So this was something that I really enjoyed, and I want to pass it on to you.